started to record. Okay, now this is a little impromptu kind of meeting that we have today. I hope, Shweta, you're timing us. Shweta, you need to see the agenda. The first half I wanted you to time because we ran short of participants today. Okay. Now, are we good, Shweta? Just let me know how much of time we have. I'm going to start off some kind of a talk that's going to happen now between the members, right? Okay. Now, this is a kind of an impromptu speech only, but it's something which you can do then and there wherever you're sitting, okay? Now, what I will do is I will start with Jisha. And Jisha, just look behind you, or I hope that's not a virtual background. You know, there's no ghost behind you. You can always look behind you. Those drapes behind you, I want you to talk for 30 seconds about it. Shweta, can you just time? Your time starts now. Please unmute yourself.
Okay.
Let's talk.
Okay. Good evening, Toastmasters and my dear guest. First and foremost, welcome to our club, Rondavos. The best thing I would like to explain today is the backdrop, which all of you can see. It's the beautiful color which is mixed with the light blue as well as navy blue. See the beautiful frills that is actually going over there. And just behind the blue curtains, you can see the wonderful light frills with the white curtains. This is really nice during the morning time as well as night, where you can see the vibration of the colors, the primary color as well as the secondary color. So this is the most beautiful thing which we all can see. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Yes, let's respect the time. The moment you see a red, you have to mute yourself, right? Okay, we go to Raka now. Raka, can you talk about the dress that you're wearing? Let's talk.
Hi, good evening, Toastmasters and guests. What I want to talk is like the dress, what I am wearing now. So this is one of my favorite dress and color which I am wearing, and it is actually a long kurta with a I have bottom with black pants actually. So this is something the cloth, especially when I'm if I want to tell about the cloth, it is kind of jeans kind of cloth, and the which flower design is on that in the front of this one. I have flower design, and it has some embroideries.
Thank you, Raka. Your time is up. Thank you so much. That is good. Yes, we all got to understand what Raka likes now. Okay, Susan from NMC. Can we ask you to unmute yourself? Uh, 1 second. Can you just unmute yourself? Yes, Susan.
Okay.
How much do you believe in makeup? And do you, I mean, when I talk about making yourself up, I mean, cosmetics, how much of cosmetics do you believe in? Can you do without it for a day? Let's talk.
Okay, for me, I'm not using always makeup, not every day. It depends. Sometimes if I have good mood, it's okay. If I have free time, sometimes, it's no, I need to be free. No need for makeup. I need, to let my skin, to breathe. It's not always, but it depends. If I have like something like important, like occasion, party like that, I have to apply according to my culture.
Thank you so much, Susan.
Welcome, my dear.
I think you need to teach me at least how to dress myself. Thank you so much. Okay,
Welcome, my dear.
Masrat, can you unmute yourself?
Hi, Anita. Hi, around the world.
Very good evening. Masrat, why is it, I mean, can you talk about a plain white wall that is behind you? What does it mean to you? Let's talk.
I didn't get you, Anita. I
I
think
want you to
my
describe the
internet connection is unstable. Can you?
I want you to describe the plain white wall behind you.
Okay, a plain white wall behind me is actually to give a look in Toastmasters that the background should be plain. And the problem, actual thing is like I am sitting on a comfortable chair, which is giving me uh, more rest to the back. So that is the reason why I am choosing this position to sit so that the background, plain background is visible. And what else I have to say? That's all.
Okay, fine. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ashrat. Susan,
I actually,
the other Susan, Susan George.
Hello.
Yes,
Mr.
Susan
Could
George.
repeat, Suzy is there?
Okay. How much does smile mean to you? Do you
Smile.
yes. Do you love to smile and make
Yeah.
people smile around you? Let's talk.
Smile is the first expression that you can give to your world around you that can make them happy as well as you happy. So I feel smile is the most pleasant expression where you share your mental situation and you just be happy and make others happy. Smile, when I think of this word, a song comes to my mind called Smile, an Everlasting Smile. A smile
Yeah,
can bring you near to me.
good one. Lovely one. I know. I remember that. It's words. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Susan George. Zamina. Okay. Zamina, what does blue color signify to you? When you see blue, what does it remind you of, or what does it talk about?
Good evening, Toastmasters. Today, I would like to speak something regarding blue. What does blue signify to me? Blue means the color of the ocean, the color of the blue sky, and a pleasant color, which is after green. This blue is the color of nature, is what I feel. The blue gives a very fresh feeling of water gushing through the this mountains.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Samina. Yes, blue does signify the depths of water, deep blues. Thank you so much. Deep blues, again, some kind of woes or pain that, it signifies. Nida. Nida, do you like failure better than victory?
Failure is bitter, but when you fail again and again and again, you learn from it. And my life is a personal example. I won for the ICDC competition last year. This time I didn't win. The pain that I went through made me a better person. So failure, we need failure. Failure is necessary. In order to win, we need to fail over and over and over again. That's what I feel about it.
Right. Yes. Failures are the stepping stones to success only if you believe in it. Or you just get stuck and life becomes standstill, comes to a standstill over there. Sherry, Amita, Shelma, would you all want to have a take at this? Shweta, Shweta M, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
How was it taking up an impromptu role? Did you feel happy about it or sad? Let's talk.
Yeah. I'm timing my own self. Okay, just a second. It was very difficult for me because right now I'm going through my exams and morning I've written one exam. So it was kind of difficult, but it's always good to take up impromptu things in life. It always keeps you on feet and it keeps you moving. I was excited though for all this. And Sergeant at Arms is, I look up to Sergeant at Arms because the tone and the voice of Sergeant at Arms, sets the whole mood of the meeting. So I was very scared to take up this role.
Thank you so much. Wonderful. Yes, I think we need to challenge ourselves with things which throw challenges at us, right? Okay, so with that, we come to an end of Let's Talk. I have Sherry, would you want to try? If anyone wants to try, please unmute yourself. One last chance to talk your hearts out. Amita, Sherry, Shelma, anyone? Okay, so I take that as no. So we'll just move on now. And so today, since we don't have a Toastmaster of the evening, I thought that we should not stop a meeting just because of small hitches. You know, these are all like these glitches are going to be there in life. And the idea, the objective of having a meeting is not to have everything officially conducted. At least I don't believe in that. But to have whatever roles are present, those have to be conducted properly and well. And the aim, the objective is to talk our hearts out, learn how to talk. And that is why we are all here. So let's not miss a single opportunity. Greta Ajay, our Sergeant at Arms, is stuck, but she didn't want to miss. So she's here, she's present, but she's present like a ghost. Okay. So let her be there, and we'll not disturb people who don't want to be disturbed. We respect that. And we'll move on now. So now let me call, what we can do is just to make this like, a childhood game. The person who speaks will call the next person in succession. Okay. So then you get to know the way who comes next after you. So at least that way you look into the agenda, right? So for me now, I am going to sign off. I'm opening the meeting number 13 officially. And I move to the next role player today, which is the word master role. And to do the word master role, we have with us Toastmaster from Showstoppers, Toastmaster Masrat, our biryani specialist. Toastmaster Masrat, the virtual stage is yours.
Hello, Anita. Can you allow me to share the screen? Good evening, Toastmasters. Today, I'm not going to talk about word of the day. I've got a new surprise. It is idiom of the day. Idiom or idiomatic phrase that I'm going to talk about is life is a bowl of cherries. Life is a bowl of cherries. It means that life is full of pleasure and enjoyment. This expression or this phrase can also be used negatively or in sarcastic way to comment on an unpleasant or difficult situation. Now, some of the examples or sentences using this idiom is, life is just a bowl of cherries whenever I get to attend rendezvous meetings. Life isn't exactly a bowl of cherries always. My husband got promotion and got engaged in a span of a week. Life is just a bowl of cherries. So this phrase was originated as a title of the song in 1931 by Leo Brown. However, the sarcastic or ironical use was established in the year 1970. Now what I have is the word puzzle for you. Now it is full, whatever the synonyms of bowl of cherries is pleasure, enjoyment, joyful, whatever words you can find, I would request you all to just show me up the words so that I can.
Superb.
Superb, I found.
SUPERB.
Yeah.
Satisfied.
Pleasure.
Yes.
Pleasure.
Wonderful.
Wonderful. Yeah.
Pleasure.
Satisfied.
Right. Yes.
Pleasant in the second column.
Second.
Satisfied in the last column.
Yeah.
Pleasure. Cross.
Where?
P in the second last.
Pleasure starts from the first P.
So many words. Somebody said lovely. Yeah.
Happy in the second last.
Cheery after lovely.
After Lil, yeah, cheery. Second last.
Pleasure.
Pleasure.
First P
Cross.
diagonal.
Yeah.
And then first
Glad.
First column also superb.
Superb, yeah.
Mr.
Superb.
Peppy and satisfied.
Peppy also had put some.
Glad.
Second last row, second last column, and satisfied in the last column.
Peppy is here. Glad, I think Anita is already annotated.
Lively in the first column. Okay, like children, we are all so excited on this.
Satisfied in the last.
Better.
Yes, satisfied.
Yeah, satisfied.
I have added few antonyms also, but
Sad
I
is
have
there.
forgotten where I have actually added.
Sad.
Sad.
Bitter.
Bitter.
Bitters.
Yeah.
Blit, no? BLITHE, happiness.
Yeah.
Last row.
I'm not getting the antonyms.
Last row. Blit.
What about the other antonym? Okay, this is actually very cool. Joy. Okay.
Glad, I think glad is already done.
Very nice.
So I request all the Toastmasters to use this idiom for their speeches or for their role players, for the roles that they are playing.
We'll
Over
try.
to Toastmaster Anita.
No, I told you need to call your next person.
I have to call my. So I think I hand over the stage to speaker number 1.
I'll do the honors. I'll just have to explain a little because Susan is around. Okay, thank you so much, Toastmaster Masrat. I think she needs a big round of applause. It is very innovative and I enjoyed being a kid. Thank you so much, Masrat. You're always bringing something into life, frankly. I mean, every time she comes up with surprises. Thanks so much.
Welcome.
So moving on now, our very most important segment, the segment for which Toastmasters crave to be in Toastmasters, members crave to be in Toastmasters is prepared speeches. Now, prepared speeches, today we have 3 prepared speakers who are going to give their speeches. And the first speaker, according to the agenda, is the icebreaker speaker. The second speaker will be the one who's doing her second project in level 1. And the third speaker is doing project 3 in level 2. Okay, so first what we will do is to introduce the project guidelines. We will be inviting the evaluator of Toastmaster, Susan, who's doing her icebreaker, and her evaluator today is Toastmaster Zamina. Toastmaster Zamina, can you read out the objectives?
Thank you, Toastmaster Anita. Today I'll be evaluating Toastmaster Susan, who will be doing her icebreaker. The purpose of this project is for the member to introduce herself to the club and learn the basic structure of public speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Susan.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. For those who don't know me, I'm Susan George, and I was born and brought up in Palakkad, which is known as the granary of Kerala. Palakkad is a mesmerizing destination for nature lovers with exotic palmyras trees, serene lake, and its beautiful banks. I completed my school education from Kendriya Vidyalaya, Kanjikot, Palakkad, where I valued academics, music sessions, library, sports, and non-academic activities. I really love my teachers who lighted the candle to the path of knowledge. I should say that those were the best days of my life. About my parents, both were working parents and they constantly motivated me in all my ventures. My only younger sister is my best friend through thick and thin. I remember when my mother went to Paris for a job training, I was the one who took care of my sister and I used to put her to sleep. I think of the times when I tell her stories and then stop all of a sudden, when she will be listening with ultimate curiosity. Then she'll be like, please tell me the rest of the story. Then I'll be like, give me your share of fish fry. I will think about continuing the story. We did several cooking experiments together as well. And still, we share a bond after all these years. My college life was bound free, where I spent 4 years learning engineering in college hostel. Electrical engineering was a bit of nightmare for me. It had some difficult subjects, and it was all about electrical field, magnetic flux, corona, not this corona. I'm talking about electrical corona. So forget about seeing the things. So it was learning and understanding was far more behind that. So many things went over my head. Still, I cleared all my subject and passed in a first class. Here in hostel, I adored friendship a lot. I met my friend Melinda. She was called the bandit queen among our classmates because that is how she looked. She had a scary look, but she was very fun-loving person. She used to imitate the teaching staff and the boys of our class in the hostel after the class. We used to have a lot of fun in the hostel and in class. After my college, I got married in year 2002 and then entered motherhood, career, and to more responsibilities. Then, when I think about my sister, I recollect one more episode when I pranked her while she was in college hostel. I called her up on Valentine's Day in male voice. Guess what? I downloaded a software that converts text to male voice. I called her and said, Soumya, do you remember me? Do you remember the days we spent together sharing dreams? Just think again. How can you ever forget me, etc., etc.? And she was baffled and was blabbering at the other end. Then I started laughing in my own voice. She almost killed me when I met her later. Well, imagine this. This was after my marriage and after becoming a mother. So I have the spirit of doing mischiefs even now. In 2008, we shifted to Abu Dhabi, UAE. I met Shweta Ajay, my friend Toastmaster here. We worked together for 6 months in estimation field. Later, I joined in National Bank of Abu Dhabi and worked for 7 years out there. And then I resigned to take care of my children. My husband Manoj and I are like two faces of a coin. Always have different opinion in all matters. I have 2 children, Neha, my elder daughter, who is doing her +2, and Basil, my son, who is studying in 5th standard. They are my world. But I was not a social person and always preferred to be inside my shell. Every party or get together I attend, I'll be sitting in one corner without interacting much with anyone, being very shy. In office, I would not dare to stand up and speak because of those familiar butterflies from top to bottom. Now that I have told a lot about myself, I wish to share that I joined Toastmasters to get the freedom from my social anxiety, to make friends, and to learn the art of speaking in front of a community with confidence. And one more thing, picture abhi baki hai mere doston. I am still on my journey of the life where I'm dreaming to be creative, independent, and happy. That's all for today. Over to Toastmaster Jisha for her next speech. Thank you.
Am I good to go ahead?
No, you need to call your evaluator.
Yeah. I request Raka to kindly move ahead with the speech.
Yeah, my target speaker is Jisha, and the purpose of the today's she is attempting her L1 P2 today, and the purpose of the speech is the purpose of this project is for the members to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to to the second speech. And speech length will be 5 to 7 minutes. All the best, Jisha.
Thank you. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. Have you ever felt like floating among the clouds, which is like a feather? Well, that is exactly what happens when you are in your first love. The most beautiful feeling, which is close to the heart. Yes, my first love. So, welcome to the clouds of love. The time you fall in love, it changes you forever. And no matter how hard you try, that feeling just never goes away. I didn't say this, this was said by Nicholas Spark. Once Shakespeare said, "When I saw you, I fell in love, and you smiled because you knew it." And exactly, I felt the same at that moment. Always love at first sight is sublime. And at that moment, I was completely dumbstruck. Our eyes locked, and a smile was exchanged. Am I blushing? I'm not sure. Well, I'm sure most of you are blushing, recollecting those lovely moments in your life. Carry on while hearing mine. Well, I sensed the presence of my first love. At that moment, my heart was beating really fast. How handsome and dashing! Wow. Every day on my way to college, I peeped through the window of my bus to get a single sight of my first love. And that was the best moment I felt, which made my day. Days went on, and I was clueless thinking how to express my feeling. Will it be accepted? Will it be crushed? Not sure. So, exactly after a month, facing a huge tug of war within the mind to convey it or not, finally I decided now it's high time. I need to convey this. But still, there is a catch. So I grabbed all the courage and conveyed the matter at home because I need my dad's support whenever I choose or take a huge decision like this. My dad gave me a big frown which is filled with anger. He asked me, "Are you in your sense to even tell this to me? You're just doing your PG. And how can you even think about it?" I was really miserable at that point. And my mother also started her melodrama. She said, "When will you understand what to say or not? Oh my God, give her some sense to decide. At least you come and speak to me before you convey these kind of things to your father." At that moment, I told my dad, "But dad, you only told I'm doing my PG. Why can't I move ahead with this decision? I know what is right for me. I'm quite mature enough." Well, there went on the huge line of disagreements, counseling, because they were not ready to accept. And I also had to literally show my disagreements. Days went on. And over there, most probably like after quite 1 or 2 weeks, my dad approached me and said, "Okay, on one condition, let me have a personal meeting." So that was quite convincing to me. I agreed to it, though a kind of terror seized my heart because I was not sure what could be the feeling at the other end. Will it be accepted or not? So the next day morning, I traveled with my dad. It seems to be like, though it's like 20 minutes drive, I felt like it was 2 hours journey. So we reached at the premises where I used to have my those romantic single sight through the window of my bus. I could not figure out where is my first love. So at that moment, someone came out and inquired. I explained the physical appearance. So that person took us to that spot. So reaching there, I told my dad, "So there you go, dad." So while my dad was moving ahead, I could clearly sense kind of impression was there on his face, which was quite positive. Well, I don't know what could be his decision. So my dad walked closer. I waited there almost like 20 to 25 minutes impatiently, just waiting what could be the outcome or what could be the decision. Finally, my dad turned up. And at last, he was with a plain face, but after a couple of seconds, he nodded his head positively. So I really felt I got the permission to proceed with my first love, the beautiful moment which I sensed from the beginning onwards towards my first love. And that is the kinetic Honda of my life at Pulimotal Automobiles, Kottayam. The dashing bike, KL28BF 48884. See, in the number itself, BF is there. So graceful and majestic, with a mix of black and red body color. I sensed even my kinetic felt the same. Though it was a bit costly, finally I got it. That day, I proudly and gleefully rode my first love to home, who was my companion throughout my life. Our journey ahead were like made for each other. Its engine sounded like flute whenever I touched, and whenever I touched my bike, it was quite ticklish. So it had the same feeling back to me. So still those memories are fresh. And even now, whenever I travel to India, my kinetic is my best companion. Yes, life is a bowl of cherries, I felt at that moment. I would say it's not always necessary that your first love should be a person. It can be an object, it can be a moment. It depends upon each and every one of you. It can be the beautiful silence at 3 a.m. in the morning. It can be a cup of coffee at maybe with the rising sun. It can be a foggy day. So that is absolutely fine. But we have to open our eyes and sense the beautiful things around us, right? But still, a line of caution, do not think that it's high time to replace that love at home. Just accommodate that too. And with it, let's move ahead, which will bloom our life. So at this point, I request everyone to recollect those beautiful objects and moments which is quite close to your heart and share it in the chat. So let's just refresh those unknown loves we may have forgot or we could recollect it along with everyone else. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jisha. The next speaker, the next evaluator for the speaker number 3. Jisha, would you want to introduce and leave?
Next evaluator, I call upon Nida, who is going to evaluate our president, Anita.
Toastmaster Anita would be better.
Yes, right. Toastmaster Anita, that's right. Toastmaster Anita, I invite you to share the evaluation rubrics.
Good evening, everyone. So the target speaker of the day is Toastmaster Anita Naidu, and purpose of her, and she is going to be attempting her level 2 project 3, which is introduction to Toastmasters mentoring. Purpose of her speech is for the member to clearly define how Toastmasters envisions mentoring. So the speech length is 5 to 7 minutes. All the very best, Toastmasters.
Thank you so much. Just give me a second. I'm just trying to. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, am I visible? I mean, visible in the sense audible and visible? Clear, right? Okay, I will have to share in between. So for a moment, probably in between. Yeah. Okay, we can start the time now. Confident, totally self-content, satisfied, determined, happy. That was me in the year 2015. And I was also totally educated in a convent school. So I thought my language is at its best, and this is all that is needed to be in the Toastmasters fraternity. When my vice president education of the first club that I was a Toastmaster of walked up to me and said, Anita, we have decided who your mentor is going to be. And your mentor is Toastmaster Anand. You can always approach him. Anand, do I need a mentor? I've got to be mentored? To be or not to be? Well, that was my thought process that year. Good evening, Toastmasters. Now, I have to mention over here that I have not used the actual name of my mentor for reasons which will be unraveled very soon. Okay, my mentor was a very jovial person. When I met him, I was happy. I knew that this person is going to really teach me the nuances of whatever was needed in Toastmasters to be a lively Toastmaster as he was. So I took up the challenge. I went to him for everything, every little thing that I wanted to know, be it a Toastmaster, the timer role, be it the TMOD role, the grammarian role, the R counter role. My icebreaker speech, when I sent it to him, he said, Anita, this is a riot, just proceed. But he has told me that the speed of the words, you need to know how to go about with it. Those technicalities I will reveal later on. After that, P2, the project 2 in the legendary path, not the pathways. I said, Toastmaster Anand, where are you? I called him and I asked. He said, I'm in Saudi. What? You're not in Dubai? How do I get in touch with you? He said, no, it's fine. I said, so should I proceed with my P2 without your guidance? He said, no, send it to me by email. I'm still with you, in touch with you on the phone. So I sent it to him. There were so many corrections which he legibly made, very, very clearly, distinctly. He put his own text in a different color and sent it to me. And I was relieved. I said, yes, I am being mentored. I was being spoon-fed, to be precise. And then on the day of the meeting, that night, I received my very first message after the session was over. Congratulations, my protege, my mentee. I said, you know it already? He said, yes, I'm active on the WhatsApp group. I'm there to find out what you're doing, how you're going about. I was enthralled. I was thrilled to the core. I said, my God, this is the kind of mentor I'm looking forward to. And I was getting used to him. For every little thing, Anand, this, should I do it this way? Anand, that is good. This is nice. How do I go about? Am I right? Am I wrong? There's so many questions, pools of questions, that were going into him from me. And he kept on answering me whenever he could, because he was also working in a very, very challenging position in his company. Now, all is well. Everything that I was learning from my mentor was so cool, so good. So I said, yeah, okay, Toastmasters, you have to be mentored. It is giving you so much of an insight. It's giving you so much of a pleasure to know a person who is all the time concerned about you. But, my dear friends, this is why I have not revealed the name. Listen to this part of it. It was contest time, and I had no clue about contests. I never knew what I have to do about it. When my president came and said, you have to be participating in it. I said, me? No. Toastmaster Anand is so good. There's somebody else who's so good. He said, no, that's one part of it, but you should participate. So, as usual, I ran back to Toastmaster Anand and said, Toastmaster Anand, the president is asking me to participate. So he said, okay, I need your help. I have no clue about how to go about. He said, okay, that was a very long hour. And then he revealed, look, Anita, actually I'm participating, so I don't think I can mentor you. So I said, that's fine. We can brainstorm. See, at the end of the day, the audience will receive one of us more, in a more applauding manner. So let's see who that is going to be. But we can both still brainstorm and I can learn so much from you. But he denied. He said, no, I don't think I can help you. And then he went forward to telling me, you should be taking help from somewhere else. He had given me no clue about it. I caught hold of the virtual system, the YouTube. Right from 1995, Mark Brown, I sat and observed each and every champion speaker and learned to learn the nuances of speeches. Now I'm going to share, and that is the reason I didn't want to tell you all about my mentor's name. Now I would like to share what exactly Toastmasters envisions mentoring as. Well, Toastmasters envisions mentoring as servant leadership. But as a protégé, we look at a mentor's role as he or she is the Google. So we just think they have the answer for every little thing. Whether mentoring is required? Of course, yes. My mentor taught me the technicalities. He said 80 minutes, 80 words per minute is what you speak at. So remember, you should not be having a speech, which is, you have to multiply your time with the number of words per minute and make your speech. Technicalities. He told me never be, he's not told me that, but his denial to mentor me in the contest gave me a clear picture that yes, Anita, you cannot be a parasite. You need to think on your own. And moving on to view from a different perspective. Yes, I got to understand. I had a little mentor who used to sit with me patiently and be my audience. And that's my daughter those days, who was just 8 years old. She told me, Mom, this is not right. I could not laugh at it. Was it a joke? This is how she mentored me. So I started to view my speech from a different perspective. So a mentor is definitely needed. Why mentoring? My mentor taught me the technicalities called HATS, which I'm going to reveal very soon, which is humor is needed. Audience, you have to be particular about time of performance, which time you're performing, give it energy, and you need to have a style of your own. Think from within you, don't be a parasite, depend on yourself. Try different audiences, it could be your daughter. Respect suggestions from any age. Never belittle any suggestion. My dear friends, points to remember. I will drive down straight to the last point. Mentoring in Toastmasters is a voluntary service. It creates a mutual learning. It adds a different perspective. Mentoring can be harsh. A mentor is a human being, and a protege needs to learn the two P's, that is patience and persuasion. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day. We don't have one. So with that, I come to the end. Now I pass on to the timer to give us the timing reports. Thank you so much.
Okay, Toastmaster Susan, 6 minutes, 10 seconds. Toastmaster Jisha, 6 minutes, 37 seconds. Toastmaster Anita, 7 minutes, 58 seconds.
Yeah, now I get to see this. This is like framing a speech into 7 minutes is very difficult. Very, very difficult. Okay, thank you so much, Toastmaster Shweta. I think I can take in the timing from here.
Okay.
So is it okay for you to time until, no, I think now it's the table topics.
Table topics, yes.
Right. Okay, dearies. So now let me introduce the table topics master for the day. Okay, this person is pursuing her engineering. Very soon, she wants to leave my beloved India and go elsewhere to settle down. And she has joined Toastmasters to understand how to speak to different kinds of people all around the world. She's going to be into a different community. She wants to study in the Netherlands. And she's taking up every challenge that's coming her way. And she's my friend's daughter. That's an added quality. So I welcome my junior friend, Toastmaster Shweta, to take over the impromptu speeches for the day. Toastmaster Shweta, try to take in the guests after you have some of the veteran Toastmasters talk on the topic. Okay? Sure. You can give us the timing limits also when you're talking about it.
Okay.
Explain what table topics is and then go ahead.
Yes. Good evening, ladies. I don't know. You can see lack of preparation here, but just bear with me for 15 minutes. So table topics, these are impromptu speeches where you speak for 1 minute on the given topic. Like the time ranges from 1 minute to 1.5 minutes. 1 minute, it is green. 1.5 minutes, it is amber, and 2 minutes, it is red. And 30 minutes of extension is given. So let me pick up. No, raise your hands who wants to talk. Nobody? Okay.
That's a very bad question. Never ask them to raise their hands. Pull them out.
Okay, I'll start with Toastmaster Susan because she's given her icebreaker speech and this will be close to her maybe. So, are you ready, Susan? Yes?
There are two Susans.
No. Icebreaker, Susan.
Shweta, give an opportunity to everyone. I think we have enough time.
Okay. So, Toastmaster Susan, what is your fondest childhood memory?
Which Susan? I am still not sure of which Susan.
You are the
Me.
Susan.
Okay. Fine. Once again, the question.
What is your fondest childhood memory and why is it so special for you?
Fondest childhood memory. There was one incident that happened when I was really a very small child. It is not, I don't know if I can call it fondest, but still it's a very a good memory that's still with me. This was when we were living in Palakkad interiors, where we were living in a quarters. The place was surrounded by woods, and my parents went off for job, giving me into the hands of a maid. The maid was taking care of me. For some reason, she went inside, and I was inside the room sitting alone. And there was a snake inside the room. Okay. A snake in the sense it was I don't know if it's poisonous snake. I don't know what snake it was. My mother, when she entered the room, she saw me very near to the snake. My mother asked me, "Did it bite you? Come on, tell me soon. What happened? What did you do?" "No, it did not bite me. It kissed me." So my mother got even more afraid. And she was like, "Oh my God, now what to do? What is she? What is happening? Did she kiss her or bite her? I don't know what has." And then they killed the snake, put the snake in the bottle, took the snake and me to the hospital. That's how things were going. And then that was a real one incident that I keep in mind. They took all the effort of taking me to hospital. I was different from other children, I suppose, to say that way about the incident.
Very nice.
Thank
very
you,
nice.
Shweta.
Not the fondest, but it's one of the most creepiest, I can say.
Yeah.
Toastmaster Nida, are you there? Yeah. Where do you find your inspiration to kill Monday blues?
Okay, in UAE, it's not Monday. It is Sunday.
Okay. Where do you find inspiration to kill your Sunday blues?
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Sunday is definitely the most boring, the most annoying day of the week. It is the week where you have to attend lectures and where you have to go to work and where you have to attend Toastmaster meetings also sometimes. And it's just very annoying after right now I'm in such a happy mood because I'm going to be going out tomorrow and then I'm going to be having fun. And when I think about Sunday, it annoys me so much the fact that you have to wake up at 9 a.m. in the morning and you have to do all your chores and you have to hear your parents ramble on and on about whether you've done your work. It's the worst. And especially if you've had a long, relaxing hangover of the weekend, it is going to annoy you a lot, especially as a student. And if you're a working individual, it is going to piss you a lot. So Sunday blues, I don't have anything to say about Sunday blues other than the fact that it should be banned, that Sunday should be made as the third holiday for the week. Petition for Sunday should to be made as the third holiday. Petition. Everyone needs to sign this. Thank you.
I agree, Nida. I understand your problem and pain. Attending lectures after a weekend is the most tiring thing as a student. Can we have the guest Susan? I hope she's there. Susan? Okay, I'll call her next. Okay, Toastmaster Jisha. What makes you proud of yourself?
Thank you, Sweta, for that topic. Actually, to be very frank, I never felt proud of anything. Whenever I think about something, I just feel that something is actually lacking within me. To be very frank, when it comes to a normal day-to-day routine, when it comes to a dress, when it comes to the colors which I choose, I usually feel why only I'm not getting the exact color which the other person is getting. They used to get the best matching dress, whereas I actually end up with some dull colors which I don't know, but reaching home I will actually dislike it. So this is one important mindset I usually have. Then moving ahead with the kind of activities which we choose, we think of a day to relax really well, but that day will be the most tiring day. So I used to think, why is it only happening with me, or is it only with me, or maybe with others also? And when it comes to the job, when I think, okay, I need this class for sure to get, only that class I will not get, all other classes I will get. This was what I usually feel, but it is never, I won't say it is something which actually, where I feel pathetic, but I actually explore so many things through that. I learned to get used to it. I learned to get adapted to new kind of situations, but I feel that seems to be fine. I can actually move ahead in this way also. We don't have to feel proud about ourselves. If we can actually face each situations, if we are okay with these kind of situations also, things will move ahead. Life will be fine. It won't be actually terrible. So I think those days are better than those days, some of those days which actually make us really proud or remarkable. At least those days should be there. That's what I feel. Thank you so much.
I agree. Moving on, Toastmasters Amina. What do you think is worth waiting for?
Good evening, Toastmasters. My topic is, what do you think is worth waiting for? I don't have any points to say, but maybe if I could say, waiting for the, for man, naturally, when man achieves something, then he would, think of achieving something again. So when we are a child, we will be thinking of, completing our studies, and then, we would wait for ending the studies and school and things. And then once we finish that, we would start waiting to end another phase of life. So this process continues as a human being, I feel. So that waiting part will always be there, one after the other. So I feel that there's no particular thing, and if I would say now, like, to me, at this point of life, I would say that the one that which I'm waiting for is for a better job, maybe. Like, I would like to change my job, so I'm waiting for that dream job where I could do much more better, and I could balance much more better with my family life and my professional life. Thank you.
Toastmaster Raka, are you there?
Yes, please.
Okay. Your table topic is one dream which you remember very clearly or vividly.
Good evening, Toastmasters. One dream which I remember clearly. So, as a girl, as a female, like, I always dream, and I think most of the ladies will dream every day or anything or whatever it is. So this, one day, one dream that is actually, I right now I cannot remember the exact dream because every day I am dreaming for because I'm a person who dreams for different things, like even my career or my kids or betterment of our life, or every now and then I started dreaming. How much I'm getting it, I'm not sure, but I dream always. So I always feel that dreaming is the means those who dream only can achieve the things, because if we have no vision to target, if we don't have any target, we cannot achieve. So dreaming is always good. Thank you.
Right, very true. Susan, the guest, can we have you? Can you unmute yourself and talk?
She's not there?
Oh,
Okay.
she's here.
Maybe
I
you
don't know.
can ask everyone, right? I mean, you can ask Amita also, and whoever is there.
Okay, general evaluator for the day. Okay, your table topic is, what is an ideal day according to you?
Good evening to everyone. An ideal day, according to me, at this moment would be just a beachside holiday, even if it meant just for a day. Because during this COVID time, we are the one-man army at home, and it's taking a toll now after such a long period of time of 9 to 10 months. So an ideal day would be just a beachside holiday. Over to you.
Very true. Do we have time?
Yes, we do.
Toastmaster Sherry?
Sherry Gomes, yeah. Whoever is, I think it's a guest, if she can talk.
Yes, hello, I'm a guest.
Hello.
Yeah, speak with her, Shweta.
Yeah, are you a Toastmaster?
No, actually, I'm not.
Okay, so welcome to Toastmasters.
Thank you very much.
Yes, I think the president, it's good if you take over. The president is not there.
No, I am there. The thing is, like, okay, Sher, hi. Would you like to try your table topics? And a topic will be given to you. You have to talk for 1.5, 2 minutes.
Okay, immediately I need to talk about. Okay,
Yes, it's impromptu.
I'll try. This is the first time I'm attending Toastmasters, so I'm new at this.
Not a problem. There's no punishment if you don't finish it on time.
Great.
You can just enjoy.
Okay.
We'll give you a fun topic. You can just talk about it. Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you.
So Cher, are you a coffee person or a tea person?
Well, actually, I don't drink coffee or tea at all. Sorry.
It's okay. So Cher, where are you from?
Basically, I'm from India, but I have lived in the UAE for the past 23 years.
Okay. So what do you think about the traffic in India?
Oh, well, actually, as long as I've lived in India, the traffic has been something that everybody has to contend with. I think you have to have a lot of patience in India, because rules of the road rules are never maintained in India. While I drive in Dubai, and everything is so methodical. So I think India can benefit a great if people adapt to the rules, the traffic rules. I think things will move more faster, and people will be a lot more calmer, because I recollect that people have a lot of frustration when they're driving on the roads in India.
Yes. So what do you do to entertain yourself in traffic?
What do I do? Listen to music. If family is in the car, we talk a lot. We spend a lot of time connecting while we are in the car. With the fast pace of lives everybody has, sometimes it's the best time to be in the car, where you cannot get out. You have to sit in the car, so everybody is forced to communicate and spend that extra time together. So that's been a great value to all of us, I think.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chair. We'll be happy to see you, like if your video is on.
Oh, actually, I'd rather not this time. Please excuse me, because I've just come home from work, so I'm doing a lot of multitasking.
Not a problem.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm very sorry. Please excuse me.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, Sherry and Susan, guess if you want to talk. Shweta, Ajay, you're still busy? Okay, fine. I think Shweta, we can wind it up. Yeah, and you can call in. I will be giving in the timers report.
Yes. Can we have the timers report?
Yes. Unfortunately, the first two speakers, Susan and who were the first two speakers?
Nida.
I didn't time them, but I think they completed well in time. Looks like, because they didn't talk for quite. After which was Jisha. Jisha is 1.37. Zemina is 1.33. Raka is 1.09. Amita is 0.31. And our guest share is 1 minute 16 seconds. So I think, except for Amita, I think Amita just wanted to play it safe. Rest of the members are all qualified for polls. I'll be opening the polls very shortly. In the meantime, I think we can move on. If you can take over the time.
Yeah.
Thanks a ton, Ma. Okay. The next person to come in will be the evaluation section, which is needed. Can we have Amita? Can you take over the evaluation segment? You will be the one who is going to introduce the evaluators.
Okay. So, I would like to call Toastmaster Zamina, who is evaluating Toastmaster Susan for her L1 P1 speech.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amita. I'll be evaluating Toastmaster Susan. First of all, let me congratulate Toastmaster Susan on finishing her icebreaker speech. Toastmaster Susan, you showed yourself to be an interesting person who will be an asset to our club. Societal anxiety. It is unbelievable for me that you have this. You spoke just like a professional speaker with a lot of confidence. And you were a natural speaker. You spoke very naturally, and your introduction of the natural beauty of Kerala was an awesome sauce. It gave a great feeling of the greenery of Kerala, and the words that you used, like such as the mesmerizing, then like serene lakes of Kerala and so on, that was really awesome. Then your description of your school days, your college days, and everything depicts that you are a fun-loving person. And you explained very interestingly about your role as a caring sister, and you explained about your parents, supportive parents, your husband and kids, and especially the phrase that you used for your husband, that is two faces of a coin. That was a very apt one, I feel. Then something that I would recommend is regarding the starting, which could be a little more catchy, the introduction to the audience, as well as something like a quote or something could have been incorporated into that. Then another thing is that you could have used the phrase of the day. Then Susan, and you are having a strong voice. You have the power to be heard. And your speech structure was effective and had very good clarity. It gave a complete feeling of your speech, and it clearly showed that you prepared very well for your speech. Then may you fulfill your dreams of becoming a creative, independent, and happy person. And may your life be a bowl of cherries, a bowl filled with cherries. Welcome to our club. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Zamina. Now, may I call upon Toastmaster Nida, who is evaluating Toastmaster.
I think it's going to be Raka, the next one.
Raka. Okay, Toastmaster Raka, who is evaluating Toastmaster Jisha.
Sorry, my camera has some problem, so I cannot on the camera. Okay. Toastmaster Jisha. Life is full of cherries. Once again, Toastmaster Jisha proven that you are one of them in our club. You have done a wonderful speech. You open your speech with a good quote of Shakespeare, and you express about your first love with full of feelings, with beautiful words, twinkle with joy, and am I blushing, like that. Then transitions from each points were clear. I felt one small suggestion. What I felt, if you could have added the reason, means like what, when you have added in your speech, what was your first love and when it happened, and how you have you have presented to your parents for getting it, that and all you have clearly mentioned. But how it become your first love, that point was not clear to me. But it is a very small suggestion for you, and it would have if you have added that point, then it would have become an advantage on your speech. Okay, and you can you are a natural speaker, you have a strong command on your language, so you can become you can work to become a strong grammarian in our club. And yes, you succeeded so in your speech, actually you have kept the suspense. You have succeeded to keep the suspense till the middle of the point, middle of your speech, because until the middle nobody got the clue that what is your first love. Everybody was thinking that your first love might be you are talking about your husband only, or some other person, but you kept that suspense till the middle of your speech. So yes, and one more small suggestion, that if you have stand and speak at the next time, then we could have seen your gestures and hand movements more clear. So like this time you sat and delivered your speech, so that time actually it was not clear, like we could not see your hand gestures, but you were doing in the beginning, but in the end and all, actually it was stopped. So you could have added that, means like if you're standing and moving around or trying that way, then it would have better. Then in your last speech, actually evaluator was suggesting, in your icebreaker speech, evaluator was suggesting to add the humor element by keeping the suspense. Actually you have included that point to a certain extent. And your icebreaker and this, yes, and another one small suggestion, like I felt your icebreaker and this speech L1 P2 was on the same type, like you was narrating the stories some personal incident which happened in your life. You were narrating in the way of storytelling kind of thing, but it was very well expressed. Your voice modulation was good, and the clarity, it was very clear, and you had a good eye contact, and it was like you was very comfort. But to challenge yourself, I suggest you to try different type of speech, like a inspirational speech, or next time you can try out some inspirational or motivational kind of speech at next time. And that's it. Keep challenging yourself to think better, do better, and be better with different styles. You could, And one more suggestion, you could have added, you are a natural speaker and confident speaker and impromptu speaker. So you could have added the word of the day as well for today's speech. So I did not notice that as well. And all the best for your next speech. Thank you.
Amita?
Sorry. Now I thank you, Toastmaster Raka. I call upon Toastmaster Nida, who is evaluating Toastmaster Anita.
The best mentors are those who show you where to look, but don't tell you what to see. And Toastmaster Anita has done an excellent job in proving this to us. Fellow Toastmasters and my target speaker, Toastmaster Anita provided an excellent transition about how she was like a baby, always in need of a mother, always in need of a parent, and how she transformed into this very fierce, independent woman who was capable of anything and everything. And that is the one thing that she excelled in this project the most. And I also love the fact that you decided to keep the identity of the mentor as a secret for certain privacy reasons. And you also provided an excellent guide to how Toastmasters envisions mentoring. You showed us the good side and the harsh sides as well. So you taught us, you gave us a complete, guide, like an actual textbook guide as to how Toastmasters envisions mentoring and how much it is important in this platform. I'm going to keep my evaluation simple and brief. And here are some of the things that you may want to work on. You exceeded your time limit, which you're aware of. And you definitely spoke about that in your speech, about 80 words per minute. So you gave us a reminder and you gave yourself a reminder as well. So that is a really good point. And I wish you provided more personal anecdotes as a protege, because we are all proteges here. We are all mentees here. We are new to the Toastmasters fraternity, unlike you. And this is all scary for us as well. And I wish you provided more personal stories to comfort us and console us in this this whole fraternity. All in all, I would like to conclude by saying that friends will tell you what you want to hear, but a good mentor will always tell you what you need to hear. Thank you.
I wish I had some personal anecdotes with my mentor. Very soon it was over, like even before I could blink and open my eye. And after which it's been only, I'm like still searching, looking out for a physical mentor. And that is one reason I feel that, mentoring is very much needed. And whatever I can do to just cover those, memories, to just be opposite of what those memories did to me, I'm trying my level best. So yes, I'm looking out for a mentor. If anybody wants to oblige me, I'll be happy. Amita.
So lucky to have you as our mentor. You have been a kind of mother to everyone of all of us, irrespective of the age.
Well, it's mutual.
That's absolutely true.
Yeah.
Timer's report, Amita?
Timer's report. Can I call upon Shweta M for giving the timer's report?
Yes. Toastmaster Zamina, 2 minutes 45 seconds. Toastmaster Raka, 4 minutes 24 seconds. Toastmaster Nida, 2 minutes 18 seconds. So I think Toastmaster Zamina and Toastmaster Nida are qualified.
Yeah, I'll be opening the polls very soon. And I think now we can move on into the next session, which is the general evaluator, because the general evaluator will be evaluating even the table topic speakers. So let me invite our ever effervescent and ever obliging and always ready to learn. I think I'm learning a lot from this mentee of mine, Toastmaster Amita from the Showstoppers, to take over this role. Amita, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anita. It is my privilege and honor that Toastmaster Anita could think of me to bring me as a general evaluator for this club. Thank you so much. Okay, as usual, the Rendezvous Club Toastmasters are awesome and they are so energetic. It is always a pleasure and it's like a bowl of cherries whenever I come to this club. Okay, there's a poll here. All right. Now, I would like to say that the meeting began exactly at .6 and a very conducive environment. The guests were greeted very warmly. Then the acting sergeant of SAA warmed up the session well. She set the tone of the meeting perfectly. And she followed the protocol very well. It wasn't too long or too short. It was just right. She gave us clear instructions about all the do's and don'ts of the meeting. That was very precise. The word of the day, and she was very creative to give us the idiom of the day, and it was really interesting. The activity which she made us do, it made all of us behave like children, and it was like my chance. It was very, very good, very well presented. Coming to the Toastmasters, of course, this was a unique session wherein there was not one TMOD, but all the members behaved as TMOD. It was very interesting and, of course, very unique, innovative. Everyone were so sincere and energetic, and they were playing their roles just so aptly. Coming to the table topics. The purpose of the table topic session was explained. It was not too laborious. It was very effortless, and the topics were so easy that it made us talk. Of course, excuse me for this, the 30 seconds. Okay, I would like to speak about each member here during the table topic session. So the first speaker was Toastmaster Susan. Toastmaster Susan, you spoke too well, and I suppose humor comes to you so naturally. I really admire you for that. It was nice to hear you out. I lack in this particular aspect, and I really admire people for this. Toastmaster Nida, as always, a very vocal and expressive lady, could see the two young Toastmasters understanding each other and sharing their tete-a-tete about their Sunday blues, irrespective whether it was a Sunday or a Monday here. Toastmaster Jisha, very balanced and honest speaker. She is quick at thinking and has a very good command over her English language. It keeps, keep aiming high, Toastmaster Jisha. You'll do wonders. Toastmaster Zamina. Good efforts taken by Toastmaster Zamina. I am sure your wish will be fulfilled very soon. Though it was impromptu, you could put forward your thoughts in words, and that is really commendable. Okay, I will not speak much about the speakers here because the evaluators have done a great job at that. Susan, you were just very chronological in your icebreaker speech. It was nice with a mild humor in between, and that too in a very first speech. Commendable. Kudos to you again. I can't stay without talking about Toastmaster Jisha. You could have, it was so awesome to, and it really, I was thinking you'll come down to your husband, but then surprise, it was a bike. That was a googly. I would just suggest here that you could have played the characters here, giving the positions as you were talking about your dad, yourself. The voice modulation was there. A variety could have been a more better add to that, and it would have added more impact to your beautiful conversational speech. Awesome, superb. Toastmaster Anita, she is a very seasoned Toastmaster. It's nothing to mention about it. Toastmaster Nidha has already given her the good evaluation. Coming to the evaluators. Toastmaster Zamina, she was very observant and took into account all the points about and the words and phrases used by Toastmaster Susan. She gave a good suggestion of making an opening with a quote or something to make it more interesting. And yes, she was good at her job. I would suggest the same, that Toastmaster Susan, you could have taken the efforts to stand up and then give your speech. So it would be nice. Even Toastmaster Zamina, I would always suggest that you could also stand up from your place and give your talk. So using your gestures, because evaluation is also another kind of speech which you are actually delivering. And then Toastmaster Raka. A job done quite well there, and she really took the efforts to check with the earlier evaluation given to Toastmaster Jisha, and she gave a feedback comparing the two speeches of the feedback. You were good at throwing a challenge at Toastmaster Jisha. Though you were very observant, I would suggest that you also please keep track of the time. You had many suggestions, that is really good, but I would suggest you could use a proper method to give your evaluation. There are 2 to 3 methods, as you must be aware, a sandwich method or a DCO method, because what I observed was you went with the first 2 lines of appreciating, and then you came down to giving suggestions. So I would suggest that first you give your positive points, then you could give 2 to 3 suggestions, and then sum it up by giving the positive and the negative and ending it on a high note. That would really make your evaluation speech very apt. But you covered almost all the points. That's good about it. Then Toastmaster Nida. As always, she spoke with a flair and command, picking out the points of positive and negative. And yes, I would also suggest Toastmaster Nida to be a little more chronological in her speech of evaluation. Okay, so timer, there were 2 timers here, and they have done quite a good job. Though Toastmaster Anita, because maybe she's occupied with many things, she missed out the first two speakers in the table topics. That's okay. And yes, she was very prompt in action. Generally, I would say that, yeah, I would like to make 2 suggestions here. You could actually stand up to talk to give an impact. and make your presence feel even more prominently. And second suggestion would be to have your videos on, especially when you're uploading. It really gives the speaker space to connect with each one of you, because it's very demotivating when we see just the name and not the faces. Believe me, it makes a difference there. To sum it up, as always, a very unique experience with the wonderful people here, whole lot of them. And thanks for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Amita. Can we have everyone unmute themselves and give her a big round of applause? I mean, when it is a general evaluation or for that matter evaluation, it's definitely not going to be a ball of cherries. It would have different layers. So that layer of, I would say maybe a little jalapenos is needed. That spice is needed to understand the sweetness of Toastmastering. So I think Amita, you've done an excellent job. And yes, the suggestions are all noted. Speakers, you have to stand and talk. It's very important because that gives you a leverage, that gives you an opening to, to the world outside. So don't restrict yourself by sitting down. That's easy. So let's I mean, we're all ladies who are ready to take up challenges. So let's stand up to the challenges, not sit down to the challenges, right? Okay, and first and foremost, a big round of thanks to Toastmaster Shweta M majorly, because she's done so many jobs today, and I can see she's really tired. I can make out from her look. Yes, and I will quickly take guest feedback, and then I will return back to talk about the contest, which is a very, very key thing now, because we hardly have time and it's going to be Christmas vacation or whatever, and we don't want to miss out on the guidance needed for contests. So quick wrap on how our guests felt about today's meeting. Who would want to go first? Sherry, would you want to go first? Or Cheryl? Either of them. I think Cheryl, you can go. Cheryl, are you there? No.
Hello?
Yep. Yeah, Cheryl,
Hi.
would you want to say a few words about today's meeting? Why you are here after a long time?
Sure, definitely. Good evening, everyone, again. I'm sorry I joined you all late. Just I was in traffic and driving, and thank you for the topic on traffic. Basically, it's been an experience for me attending your session today, getting to see different people and getting to hoping to get acquainted with you all and hoping to be part of your club. I think what I have heard so far, the ladies are they are extremely, they present themselves very well, really articulate, and with a lot of resonance. Again, topics are something that today in the world today, there are so many people who really present themselves very well. And I think, joining a Toastmasters club is something that will give each of us, that added advantage to be able to communicate with people. It's been a good experience for me attending this session, and I look forward to, joining you all more often. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Cheryl. It was a pleasure having you over.
Thank you.
And it's nice. I mean, you can stay on, okay? You don't have to leave. We'll be talking about the contest shortly. Sherry, would you want to say a few words about today's meeting? The other Sherry? No, I think she's still tied up. Susan from NMC. Okay, so these are all the busy bees. We can't get them. Okay, dearies. Now I have to say, how many of you are brave to take over? I mean, to venture into the online contests that are coming in this year. See, it's not going to be online every year. We have the good luck of the good chance and opportunity of participating in an online contest. Yes. Yeah. So what is it? So we can participate this time online, right? Sitting at your own places, and it's going to be quite an experience. And people who have actually experienced it know it. Like, right, I've been there. Nida's been there. Um, yeah, last year, Showstoppers, we didn't have much of a choice. The idea is we have 7 clubs in our area, so only one person can represent each category. The 4 categories, as you know, is international, humorous, um, evaluation, and table topics. Okay, so international speech is something which goes up to the world level, whereas all the other 3 categories end at the district level. We belong to district 105, which means club, area, division, district. That's where it ends. The other 3 categories. Whereas international is the only thing which goes beyond the district. After the district, it's going to be regional. After regional, direct to US to do your semifinals and finals. Okay, so you will be representing the district if you are a good speaker. Now, the only requirement, which is quite a requirement for being an international, for participating in an international speech, is L2. You have to be completing L2, even if you're not completing it when we are conducting the club contest. But by the time you go to the area, and the area contest is in Feb 2nd or 3rd week. Okay, so mark your calendars. It's for everyone, Showstoppers, us, and New Start. It is going to be Feb 2nd week, which means we need to complete our club contest by Jan end or prior to that, so that you have some time to be mentored before you hit the area. Okay, so there are those very small, things that are needed, but which are very, very vital, and which we will work on. And each his own. Each of you have got your own demeanor. You've got your own ways to pronounce, approach, project. So some of you are very strong in evaluation. I can see those things coming in there. Some of you are very strong in your humor. I mean, the way you see, when it comes to humor, it doesn't have to be that you go and, make a fool of yourself. It's about going there and just being. You can be very inert. You can just be, very expressionless, but the world laughs. So it has to be that way. So that means your script and the way you deliver it has to be, really good. So that preparation is totally a different one. Either ways, it has to be a very natural one. It's supposed to be a natural. The natural speaker is the one who takes it further. It's always been like this. District has always had a representation, but majorly we've seen people. I think mostly we've seen the people from the Arab world win because one, they're educated. If they are educated abroad, they have a good. I mean, their accent is typically theirs, no doubt about it. But their language hold is good. Okay, one. Second thing is no inhibitions. They have no frills. Okay, and third most, they have no frills. When I say I'm not restricting to a country, but yes, definitely there is that inhibition about talking about yourself, your personal life. As I told Amita the other day, we do have these delimiting things which where you don't express yourself. But there are quite a few people who go a little beyond and can talk without any inhibitions. Okay, the students can do it, not the housewives. So you have to choose a topic which is different, which is inspiring, which has a take home message, whatever the audience, whoever the audience. Okay, whatever be the kind of audience, genre of audience. So you have I mean, it's too late to begin now for me, if you ask me, because people who are actually looking at international speeches prepare right from 2 decades. I mean, right from 5 years back. It takes that much. Like Mohammad Katani, who is one of the champion speakers, had a very distinct stuttering. I mean, he used to stammer a lot, and he had this lisp. Okay, when he talks, the slip of tongue that he has. But it was practice. Okay, so many times he went up to a certain limit and then bounced back. And as Nida said, failures, actually groom you very well. So that's something which we need to look into. And what you can do is Yes, first and foremost, whoever is interested. See, I don't believe in pushing you, although I have my own ideas who can do what well. But I would suggest that it should come from you all. Okay, it should. And remember again, I will be working with 3 clubs, so I definitely need a lot of time. Definitely need a lot of time to sit with you all and groom you all. So in case, I mean, you all have to make it comfortable for me and not the other way around. It's going to be difficult otherwise. Okay, so now what you have to do is identify yourselves, which category, and take everything as a challenge. Everything, this for 3.5 minutes in evaluation, that's quite a challenge. I'm telling you all guys why. They, for ages together, there have been those, very predictable kind of people who have been taking that throne of, being the winner. So you have to change that trend. How do you change it? It's just by being yourself and seeing it from a different perspective, adding some innovation to it. Just think, how can I make it better? How can I, what? So that's a lot of brainstorming that is needed and a lot of preparation. So what I can do in our next meeting, which can be an interim, is that I will play a video of a speech and each of you will be evaluating, whoever is interested. I'm trying, even if you're not interested for the contest, just try it. Okay, I'll be doing the same thing with the participants in Showstoppers as well. So I would suggest that go for it, see where you stand. The different kinds of evaluations happen. Like Amita had mentioned, I've not done an evaluation education session with the Rendezvous as such. So we will be taking up that first to tell you all, and then we will conduct the mock evaluation as an interim session. Probably that's going to be the next Thursday. Let's see. Okay. Or next Wednesday is 2nd December. So Thursday, I think you guys will not be around. We have to look at what date is feasible for you all to get the education. Try the evaluation. Last year, Westford, I still remember Naz. She was a newbie, literally a newbie. I got that, the points from the tally counter. I don't know how I happened to, I think because I was the area director, obviously. Yeah, the tally counter had given it to me. And Naz actually was just 1 point away from the 3rd place. So I did tell her that. So, a newbie, literally a newbie, she was. So this can be anyone's ball of cherries. I'm telling you all, I wouldn't call it cup of tea, but yes, you need to collect every point and then make it that big, strong, huge, nutritious bowl. So we need practice. We definitely need, even table topics. We're just going to give you impromptu. Okay, don't be descriptive, don't be repetitive. People don't like it. Don't be poetic, Jisha. Don't be, don't get us into those fairy tales. It's not tall tale. Even fairy tales, nobody will like. Only the children will like. Tall tales has to be funny. So when you're weaving a kind of an unimaginable thing, it's fine. But, make it funny, make it humorous. Only then that can be, taken into, people will like it. When will people like it? Where people should relate, connect, love, whatever you all are saying. Think on all these lines. Because I had time today, I thought I'll just brainstorm with you all on these very important nuances. And at the end of the day, always put yourself in the shoes of the audience. If I was there and I'm talking like this, philosophical, jadofying, going on and on talking about philosophy, there's a lot of that on the YouTube, and we being in the virtual world, we are getting a lot. Okay. And one more thing, I think, I don't know if Jisha's evaluator had pointed out this today to her. Jisha, there's sometimes you should not smile. This is lot of us are used to smiling. Either you smile or you don't smile. People are used to either being very, always pleasant, or being very stern, very, very frugal with their, kind of miserly with their expressions. So both extremes don't work. You have to be showing bewilderment. You have to be showing incredibility. You have to know when to show what expression. That is how you become a better speaker. That's what they say. You don't have to be verbal. You don't have to be vocal to express things. So if you're using words to express things, your expressions are failing you. Use your expression. So don't always play the same dice. record yourselves and look at yourselves. Okay, look at yourselves and mock at yourselves and then go back and record. So keep doing that off and on. That is important. Get into the role. Get into the role. Okay, and don't stop yourselves. Like Susan wanted to stop herself. She said, I cannot prepare at this age, I cannot memorize. Don't stop yourself. Practice makes a man perfect. Okay, so just don't stop. It's okay. Your evaluator will say that you read from the notes. Understand? I mean, you know your problems. Okay, so just go for it. Nobody's going to penalize you. Nobody's going to punish you. No fines. Okay, only Toastmaster fees. So just go there and do your speeches. Don't stop yourself. Okay, it does wonders to your the way you think. Okay, it makes you strong. It doesn't make you feel guilty. Trust me. Toastmasters journey doesn't make you feel guilty. At some stage, you'll leave everything behind. You'll just be throwing them back. You just will be looking at how you're transforming yourself. So with that, I think I'll officially close the meeting number 13. We will be having rendezvous of this kind off and on. Please send in, let me know. Yeah, you're not many people, so I need to know who among you is interested in what. And after that, there's commitment that is needed from each of you. Okay, so just send in your names. If all the 4 categories, L2 is mandatory. Please aim to complete. How many of you have completed L1, L2? Please let me know that as well. Send me a message on the, send me message on the main group only, WhatsApp group itself. Okay, so what is your aim? When do you want to complete your L2 and L3? Okay, I want that as well. So with that, yeah, thank you so much. Our guests, Susan, Cheryl, and Shari has left. Thank you so much for being a part of this. Thank you, Sweta, Ajay. Thank you, Amita. Take care. Mrs. is not here.
Thank you.
Yeah, Sweta. Okay, take care. Bye, dearies. Thank you so much, all of you. Yeah, bye. Hi. Sweta, so finished?
No, it's going on, but still I stopped there.
Great.
I was listening to what you were saying. I was just listening to the whole session.
Yeah, Susan, you can't talk? NMC, Susan.
Hello?
Yeah, Susan, how did you find the meeting?
Yeah, it's fine, but I didn't attend all. Sorry, I was busy with my customers. But next time, sure, I will arrange it. I will manage.
Yes, you should be. We'll look
and
into
and I will ask for any doubts or for anything I'm missing it. I will ask you, and I will ask Mr. Gerald also. Okay?
You should.
Sorry, my dear, I was busy.
Not a problem. It's lovely to have you over. I will be talking to you as well. I'll give you a call.
Yeah, sure, my dear.
Thank you. Take care. Take care.
Thank you. Have a nice day. Goodbye.
Happy weekend. Bye. Shweta, see you. I'll call you.
Okay, my dear.
Okay. Shweta, M can stay back. I think the rest can leave. Shweta,
Okay. Bye-bye.